Good evening, everybody. Welcome back into your reading for Virgo, and this will be from the 14th of January until the end of January 2022. Virgo will check your energy, Sun, Moon, Rising with regards to your um, situation that you can resonate with if it is your story. If not, then please check your moon and rising for a better energy check, Virgo. Okay, but during this portion in time, guys, let's check to see what your story is talking about in the month of January 2022. Now let's welcome our spirit guide, our angel, our ancestor, and my divine source into this reading for you, Virgo, and let's move from there. Let's see what your energies are talking about around this portion in time. Okay, the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands. Okay, that's a good energy. Let's see. And then the High Priestess. Okay. So you could be worried about some kind of stability with regards to your family, friends, emotions, right? The Six of Cups is some kind of relationship that connects you to your soul, basically, right? So let's look at the next layer and see what's going on. The Ace of Wands. Okay. The Four of Coins, and the Five of Swords. Okay. But somewhere you are feeling kind of maybe scared, maybe insecure, because you're not sure if you want a new cycle in your life to begin with regards to your connection that you want to establish and bring about some stability. We'll see. The Six of Wands, the Death card, and then the Four of Swords. All right. The bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. So so you are pausing all this situation in yourself at this point in time. Because it could be a matter with money part of the situation. Monetarily, you may not be feeling that safe and secured in yourself, right? But you also know that, if you don't take an action on this situation, that whatever you're trying to do, you could be costing yourself as well at this point in time, because you're not very sure about the whole situation. Of whether you can really move forward with a situation in your life that calls for your, it's a relationship, the Six of Cups, to be happy, to be carefree, to have fun, but it's all about your soul connection. That's what your soul is wanting, It wants to stabilize this connection, right? Bringing back stability in a situation, in a connection that you want for yourself, or you are thinking about this situation. So, it could be with children, it could be with your friends, it could be with your relationship. It can be a different situation for everybody in their life. But the thing about the whole situation, guys, is that you are trying to understand, it's your inner knowing, right? And it's also the part of the story where you're not talking about it, you're not explaining yourself, um, but you're trying to understand if you can give birth to this situation for some of you, right? If you want to reconnect with somebody, if you want to go back to your past, maybe meet your old friends, or meet back the person that you have loved. It could be anything for anyone, but you have a plan. That's what I'm getting. You are working on some kind of a plan, but you're still not sure about the whole situation of whether there can be some kind of, whether you can grow this situation, whether you can give birth to this situation, right? Because then you have the Ace of Wands, the Four of Coins, and the Five of Swords. So we'll come to this situation, but what I'm getting right away, guys, is that you're trying to walk out of a situation that is kind of stopping you, making you feel insecure about the whole story. Like I said, you're not sure of whether you want to reconnect, of whether you want to go back to the person or to that situation from your past, right? Because somewhere, you could be fearing some kind of insecurity. There is an insecurity in your life, right? Which is where there is a new beginning of a new cycle, but you're not sure if you want to take on that new cycle and start. So, with this Five of Swords, you're trying to logically cross the hurdles, right? You're trying to come out stronger. You're trying to get to the truth of the problem. Yeah, because again, the Six of Wands, right? You want confidence, you want the victory, you want to bring back the joy. You want to liberate yourself from that situation that has been kind of stopping you from moving forward. But then you have the Four of Swords, but you're not really working. You're thinking about it. You are very intuitively, analytically, it's like they say, right? Somebody gives you something in life or some kind of proposition, and you tell them, okay, let me sleep over it, right? Let me sleep over it. Let me think about the whole situation. So you're kind of going through this whole situation. It is always in your mind, right? What you're trying to do or what you're going to do about the whole situation. But like I said, at this point in time, you have suspended everything else. Maybe you have suspended taking action on this situation because money could be a part of the story, whatever that you're trying to get to, right? But it is what it is. We'll see what is going on, guys. Let's clarify, Virgo. But you definitely intuitively, that you wanted. Intuitively, you are probably yearning for it. But again, when it comes down to taking action on this situation to really start the process, right? That's when you're trying to figure out if you can really do it, like whatever the action that requires to be taken here, right? Let's look at the Six of Cups, because there is some kind of connection here. Like I said, the Emperor, right? That you want to build on, you want to take it on, you want to bring back that connection in your life, right? Something that is near and dear to you, right? But for which you need a lot of your personal strength and power, right? It's like inviting some situation back into your life, Virgo, which is where that if you by yourself, you don't have a structure, you cannot invite people in your home, right? So now suppose, for example, you don't have a proper place to live, for example, right? And then you have your friends who wants to come over, you have your relatives who wants to come over. You want it, but at the same time, if you don't have a structure, if you don't have a proper foundation, if you don't have your place, right, where you kind of run the show, it's difficult for you to take care of other people in your life or other situations in your life, right? With the Four of Wands. So if you are inviting somebody back into your home, for example, somebody from your past is returning, they want to come and see you, right? And or they're visiting, they are coming in to visit you, but then you're not really sure. Let's see here, the Four of Wands, what you can do about this situation. Yeah, there you come, Virgo, Hermit, right? You're kind of trying to you know you could also be ghosting somebody in your personal life, right? You could be telling somebody, oh yes, I have a lot, I can invite you, I am the emperor, right? I have everything under control. And that could be a pure a situation of ghosting some kind of a problem that concerns your stability, that you don't have. But yet you're telling people, or you're kind of showing people that you have everything, right? As the emperor, that you have everything, that you can really look into all situations, that you can really think about it. There is a very ghostly kind of a situation that is going on in your life at this point. So you could be telling people something else, whereas the reality actual I mean, sorry, actual reality could be different in your case, right? When you know Virgo, that you don't have all the power, right, to invite people, to bring in people, to reconnect with people, friends, relatives, anybody for that matter. So with the High Priestess, it's like you're hosting some situation, or you're hosting somebody in your life, wherein you're telling them that, yeah, I have a lot of stability, I have a lot of people in my life, right? I have a lot of situations that I kind of look into, right? But in reality, you're all alone. You don't have anybody with you. So that also is a part of you ghosting somebody about a situation that is not completely true. That's what I'm trying to say here. Please talk to me about the High Priestess. So it is that story, the Ace of Wands, right? So because of that situation, right? Because of that situation, it could be that somebody in your life wants to start a cycle, but that person doesn't know if they can do it. Okay, Temperance, right? Whether they can compromise with you ghosting something and not telling the truth. Not telling the truth, right? Because that person possibly knows, so that situation possibly knows that you have not been telling the complete truth here for some of you, right? And therefore, it's again, somebody is ghosting you with the thing that they want to start a cycle, but they don't want to talk about it because they know that you haven't spoken the truth either. You get my point? This is what's happening. So there is that, this energy that is coming up in here, Virgo, where one of you will have to stop doing this, or else the cycle will continue. Please talk to me about the Emperor. Somebody could have been very different faith, yeah. Somebody who has some kind of a situation of commitment already in their life. Please talk to me about the Hierophant. And they feel that they have a lot of things to look into, to take care of, family, friends, etc., lovers. Yeah. They're already in a committed relationship for some of you, right? Where you are possibly wanting to, it's that situation, the Nine of Swords. It's not making you happy. There is something over here, Virgo, that wherever you are not finding someone or somebody you think you can connect with on a deep personal soul level, whoever that is in your case, right? And that's where you kind of maybe have implied your power over that situation, right? Where you have taken charge of this situation that you already have in your life, where you have been very committed to, you have been very faithful with somebody, some kind of a relationship that you already have in your life, and that where you actually have, again, like I said, the Four of Wands and the Hermit, where actually now, you haven't said the truth, that you are not in touch with that commitment, or you are not in touch with that situation that you have been devoted to or devoted with. You haven't said the truth that you're all alone in a relationship. You're no longer with the person or people that you had been committed with or committed to, because they are not meeting you. That those people that you have committed yourself to, right, in a relationship, they are not, you feel it's like, they're not your soul partner, right? They are not somebody with whom you wanted that. You thought that probably that person or that situation will meet with your soul demand. But now you see that, no, that you're all alone in that situation, Virgo. They are not really touching your soul, right? They are not really the kind of people that you would love to interact with anymore, right? Please talk to me about the Hermit. But the problem with you, Virgo, over here is that you're still ghosting someone. You are not telling the truth here. You're not saying that you don't want the situation, judgment. Okay, you're trying to take a decision on this situation here. You are definitely trying to take a decision, the devil. You feel you're stuck in a very toxic situation. Let me put it that way. You're stuck in a very toxic situation and you want to get out of that. So you have to take a call on that. So you are being also very analytical about the whole situation with the Judgment card. You could be receiving information about this important, something to do with some kind of information, something that you are realizing that you have to let go of, something that you cannot live with in your life anymore. And over here, you do have your counterpart, Virgo, who is wanting a fresh new beginning, but again is ghosting you because they don't know, or that person or that situation doesn't know what is going on in your personal life, right? So they are probably not talking about this situation here. Ace of Wands. And they could very well be silent. They are waiting to see what you do. Ace of Wands. And you know that you are alone, right? You kind of have moved away from that relationship, although you may be continuing to stay in the same place. But then you are taking a judgment call because you don't want to be with those people. Okay, Ace of Wands. Because you have found somebody, or you have somebody in your life who is your counterpart, who knows you, who is the keeper of your secret, right? The High Priestess, the Five of Coins and the Nine of Cups, right? Yeah. And, where this new cycle is not beginning because somebody is not yet ready for this situation, right? They have been feeling extremely depressed about their own wish fulfillment. So they could be thinking about this whole situation because they don't know if you are willing to make a change in your own life, Virgo. Please talk to me about the Judgment. So they could be holding their wand, the ace, but they're thinking. Because until they know the truth or until they hear from you, the Sun, yeah. There is a lot of liberation that is coming back into your life, with the Judgment, where you want to be happy, you want to feel alive again. You want to start a fresh new cycle, Virgo. But the problem over here is that your counterpart is not exactly ready for this situation because they know that they have suffered with their own wish fulfillment. They have learned a lesson with you about their wish fulfillment, right? So that's where they are working on this story. That's where they are kind of worried about the situation, whether they can at all give birth to the new cycle with you because they don't know. It's like both of you, if there are two people here, right? Both of you are, you're like ghosting each other and not telling the whole entire. It's not, you want to say now, with the Sun, you want to say justice, yeah. You want to say there has been an imbalance, there has been untruth. There is that untruth situation that is still going on, from where the truth needs to come to light, right? The truth has to be told. The truth needs to come out. Until the truth is out and is in the open, this situation will not move. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? Because then you again have the Ace of Wands, the Four of Coins, and the Five of Swords. And this is where you are again maybe scared of a change, but you're trying to fight it out. You're trying to fight your insecurity here, right? Because until you can really fight your own insecurity and bring things to light, you will not be able to move. That's what the situation here is with you, Virgo. Please talk to me about the Ace of Wands. Because there is definitely a new cycle that is waiting to begin. But the thing is, the Six of Coins, right? To bring back a balance in your life once again, Virgo, you need to restart a cycle. So you could be disbalanced in your own old cycle. You may have been feeling disbalanced with give and take, with money, with emotions, with time, where there needs to be a new balance that needs to crop back into your new cycle, right? But here it is, the Four of Coins, right? Here is that where you are kind of, looking, you're scared about something. You're trying to hide your money, maybe, right? Temperance, right? And you're feeling emotionally disturbed about the situation that concerns maybe monetary situation here for you, where you are disbalanced. That is probably upsetting your emotional equilibrium as well for some of you at this point in time, which is what with the Five of Swords. It's a learning lesson, but this is something that you're trying to get out of, right? And work right. Bring the truth forward. It's a little bit difficult for you to do that with the Five of Swords, to tell the truth to somebody here, but you're trying to work. Yeah, the Nine of Wands, right? Yeah. You're trying to hold on to your strength in here, guys, with something that has caused you a lot of logical, mental problems, right? Where possibly now you need to cut off people also for some of you. You need to cut off people in your life, and for which you have to be very strong. The Nine of Wands. You have to do this in the rightful way. People who have, monetarily or emotionally or logically have disbalanced you in your own self, right? To bring everything back in the rightful place, you have one more fight, Virgo. The last fight that you have to put up in here, right? That you have to put up in here. Because somewhere, if you want to bring back and start a new situation in your life, you need to be emotionally balanced, right? And if you're scared, if you're frightened of something, your emotions suffer. So you have to you have to learn to work with your reserve strength. For some of you, that's what I'm getting here. Please talk to me about the Temperance. The Devil. Yeah, see? Yeah, the Devil. There has been a lot of restriction that has been imposed on you, or you have implied the restriction on yourself. You have given people the permission to disbalance you. The King of Cups with your emotions, right? And the Two of Cups, where you want a partnership. You definitely want a partnership, and for a partnership, you need to be emotionally balanced. But if you're scared and if you are feeling that energy of insecurity, that imbalance will continue to remain, right? The Tower, yeah, that has to go. So there could be a situation of change here coming towards you that would release you from this issue and give you that strength to bring back your emotions in the right way once again, and your confidence. The Six of Wands, because you are not feeling confident about some change in your life that you are wanting to move forward to. The Hanged Man, yeah, see? Yeah, that's where you have paused everything. The Seven of Swords in the reverse. And you're trying to work with your truth here. You're not trying to dodge the bullet. The reason the reason you have paused the situation is because you are reworking on your own confidence here. Because to start something new and to bring back a balance in your life once again, you have to be emotionally very stable, right? And if you are not emotionally stable, it will be difficult for you to fight an energy where you have learned some kind of a lesson before, right? And you don't want that lesson to be repeated again. So you have to learn to combat that lesson with your strength, right? And you're tired, but you're still ready to give it a shot. That's what I'm getting. But at the same time, you're pausing here. You're thinking about it. Please talk to me about the Hanged Man. You're pausing, you're thinking about it. You are the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands, right? You don't know if you can do it. If you can be confident enough to offer your love to somebody, bring back somebody in your life once again in the right way, the Seven of Coins, right? You're reflecting on this situation here. You're reflecting on this situation if somebody will take the offer from you. If somebody would accept, because that person could be stubborn, male or female. That other person could be very stubborn here, right? And would likely refuse your offer. And this is where you probably could be feeling, that there is a chance of rejection. And if there is a chance of rejection, you still have to go with it. You're stubborn. You're determined to bring something back in your life once again, guys, is what I'm getting here. Okay, please talk to me about the death card. The Tower. Yeah, there is a change that's coming in your life, Virgo. A huge change that will be initiated either by you or the universe, and you're kind of scared about that, the Nine of Swords. You know there is a change coming, but at the same time, you are also very um, you are in a panic about the change that can happen here, where things can be topsy turvy for you, and that's where you are intuitively working in yourself to understand how to do this. The Four of Swords. Please talk to me about the Four of Swords, right? Because this could be somebody in your life with whom you have a connection, with whom you have a soulmate connection here, Virgo, right? And that person could be very stubborn here at the same time. So, in order to break that stubbornness, you will have to change something, right? You have to liberate that the stubbornness from that situation, and that is where probably you kind of are working on some kind of a plan in here. The King of Swords, right? Communication, being very strategic, articulate about your thought, knowing what you're saying, speaking out the truth, very clear about your logical self, the King of Wands, right? Bringing back, taking action on your logic and passion, right? The King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, there is definitely a connection here, but for which you possibly might require the help of some kind of a legal person for some of you, but you have to take action on that situation, the Page of Coins, right? In order to manifest this, then that is probably what you are working on. That's probably what your intuition is telling you. Now, that in order to move forward with somebody in your life with whom you are feeling more connected with, you need the help of a person who can clearly advise you over this situation so that you can jump into it and take action, right? And manifest it. But you have to know what you're doing. You have to hear your intuition very well here, because you are in the process of opening the door towards some kind of liberation that will bring in a lot of other situations too that won't be very good for you, but at the same time, that is required because of the change, right? Please talk to me about the Tower. Somebody could be waiting for this change as well, and you might have to take that initiative to perform that action in order to bring that change, but for which you possibly will need legal help for some of you. The Tower, and this is where you are. The Five of Cups. Yeah, because somebody has been badly disappointed here. So to break off that disappointment, the lesson has been learned. So to break off that disappointment, there has to be a change in that situation, right? Please talk to me about the Five of Cups. There's a lot of grief over this situation, the Magician, right? Where it has, where there is a lot of alchemy that is in the pipeline. So there is some movement in here, guys. The High Priestess. Yeah, there is some kind of a movement that somebody is manifesting here. About the Magician here is sharpening their tools, is becoming more clear about their own situation, death, and the Six of Coins, right? Yeah, to bring back that balance, to liberate themselves from that old situation and to bring back the balance in their life. And that will bring back the new cycle, right? the Three of Cups. Okay, so what is happening in here, guys, is somebody has paused the situation. They're not acting, they're not moving right now because they're not sure that whatever they're moving towards it to will be taken. The offer will be accepted. That's where the problem is, right? Somebody doesn't know, but somebody is determined. Somebody is very stubborn to make this connection or to make this situation work with somebody who is extremely angry at this point in time. Could be very angry, could be very stubborn, where there needs to be a liberation from that situation as well, right? Where there needs to be the end of a story in order for you, Virgo, to move towards this situation. So something has to close, right? Something has to close here in order for this change to begin. And for the close to happen, there could be a lot of shakeups. There will be shakeups, right? A close doesn't come without a shakeup, right? And that is a shakeup that will clear your path with the Five of Cups, where there has been a lot of grief and resentment and disappointment, right? That has been sitting in that situation, right? Where it is time for alchemy to happen, some kind of new situation to develop. So somebody is sharpening their tool, getting their things in order, a lot of alchemy towards this liberation, towards death, towards this new transition that will bring back the balance and harmony in their life once again. And that is where Virgo, you will have to think this through, okay, with the Four of Swords. Because this is a transition that is not an easy transition, though you are determined to make this transition happen now, right? Because you want a new cycle to begin right in your life. You don't want to repeat your old mistakes in here, right? So whatever the new cycle that you are looking forward to should be in balance, should be in order, should have equal reciprocity of give and take, right? Where you are probably prepared to put in a lot of hard work now to bring about the change even in your life, where monetarily, Virgo, monetarily, you might be better off, where you can afford to give more money or share your resources with somebody in your life, because you have more than the other person, right? So you also want to be monetarily and financially able, right? That's important for you, because the new cycle has to come in that way where where somebody has not received their wish fulfillment, right? And has been feeling extremely poor about their own happiness. So that person doesn't know if the new cycle can start, right? But because you kind of have, you are taking a decision here that will enable you, Virgo, that will enable you to bring back a connection to life as well for some of you. That connection to life that you had probably not had before in your own situation, right? Where, you crave for that connection, you crave for that soul connection. That is where your soul is wanting that connection, where you have people you can bond with, right? Where you have friends, families, people, your spouse that you can bond with, right? That kind of a connection is important to you. But because of a monetary situation, what I'm getting, guys, is because of a monetary situation, you probably have not been able to do. There has been a dearth of wish fulfillment for somebody, where you could have possibly ghosted somebody, and said, oh yeah, I'll get you that, I'll get you this, I'll bring that to your door, I'll put this on your table. But because of monetary situation, more so that I'm getting, guys, that you have not been able to complete that task. So the other person or the other situation who is a part of your soul, the high priestess, has been quiet about it. She's been the keeper of your secret, right? She knows that you have not been able to fulfill her wish. Now, his or her, you take it in the way it resonates with you, right? Because you have been very monetarily insecure about your finances, is what I'm getting, right? Where it has it has upset your emotional balance in here. It has upset your emotional balance because you have not been able to give generously. You have given, but it's that you have given with a lot of knowing that you don't have too much in your pocket. But now you want to start a fresh cycle where you have enough in your own pocket to give generously, where it also brings back your emotional balance from feeling insecure, where you had been trapped, where you had felt trapped that you could not do things that you wanted to do monetarily. Maybe, going to places, planning a trip, taking a vacation. You need money, right? But you have not been able to do, and you must have felt trapped about that in your own self, because that's where emotional balance has been out of your sync, right? Where you completely felt entrapped, that you want to go out, you want to have fun, right? As the King of Cups. And this is where, you're coming to terms with your own understanding about your own emotion. With the Two of Cups is how partnership works. Partnership works on a give and take basis as well. So if you're giving, you also expect some kind of a return, but you're prepared to give more. Virgo is what I'm getting. You're definitely prepared to give much more, and this is a lesson you have learned, right? Where earlier that insecurity, that fear, has created a lot of fight, destruction in your own life, right? Where you have mentally been very aggressive, right? Where mentally you have been very aggressive about a situation because you know that you're probably not meeting the demand of somebody or someone in your life, right? So you have been very aggressive about that situation. But now you're coming down, you're composing yourself, you're balancing back your emotion to have understood that that's not how partnerships work. You cannot be aggressive, right? You cannot say what you want to say, and you think you have won it, but no, it's an empty victory at the end of the day. So, this is where you need a lot of strength. You're tired, but you are still determined. The Nine of Wands, right? You're still determined. You have made a lot of mistakes in the past, Virgo. You do know that, right? But now you want to correct that mistake. You want to put things back on the plate in the right order, is what I'm getting, right? Which is where, you want back your confidence that you can do it. It's also a matter of your confidence, right? That you can definitely get going on that. You can definitely do that, but you're thinking about it. The Hanging Man, right? You're processing this information in yourself. You're processing the information, right, with the Ace of Cups. It's a spiritual insight into this emotion. You're understanding what love is. You're understanding what compassion is. You're understanding what fulfillment in your emotion means with somebody, the Queen of Wands, with somebody that you care for. And this person could have possibly turned her back towards you at this point because she is waiting to see how you balance your give and take in the right way now, right? And this is where the death is coming in. This is where death is showing up in here. And with death, you're getting the Tower, right? Which is where there will be a lot of upheavals that is going to crop up, but that is going to be good because it will kind of change the whole disappointment factor where a new alchemy is in the pipeline and a new liberation is waiting to happen with the right reciprocity of give and take. Once again, where you can generously give everything, for which perhaps you have to be logically and passionately ready to take on that leap of faith, but you have to also hear your intuition at the same time. Okay, so enjoy this reading, Virgo. Until I see you once again, till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.